What up, Cena? It's Mimi. This is my feedback for Vikings, episode 5 of season 3. First, I would like to say, Aslog, go fuck yourself. I would like to say, Floki, get bent. And I would like to say, Ragnar, what the fuck is wrong with you? You are being a cunt. I was very upset last episode that my girl died. Siggy did not deserve this. I'm just really upset. And the way Aslog had her dumb ass on the dock, like, Ragnar, I need to talk to you. Like, what the fuck were you gonna tell us? It wasn't the truth. I feel like her hand was forced. I feel like she was probably gonna lie because she was like, oh, Siggy's dead. And Rollo, for whatever reason, this time off the boat, was very interested in figuring out where Siggy was. I feel like normally, maybe because he sees her when he first gets off, he doesn't ask, but I just felt like his interest in her was very peculiar because it seems like he really normally doesn't care. I'm just real sad that she is going to no longer be in the show. Like, she was one of my favorite characters. And now we're left with Aslog. And I'm highly disgusted. I thought she was going to tell Ragnar the truth about her having sex with old dude, especially because I felt like she thought he was a god. But Floki was the one that discovered that or came up with that conclusion. I thought she fucked him because she thought he was a god. I thought that was acceptable, but clearly it's not. I don't know. I'm just disgusted with everything. And just her, like, reaction to everything. You know, I don't know. It's just, like, take some responsibility, bitch. You literally, you're the reason. Like, I don't know that her sons, like, I don't know if they were acting out because she wasn't around or if they would have done that shit anyway. I honestly don't know. All I know is that those goofballs decided to just leave the house and go be on some ice. Why? Like, that seems like I'm acting out kind of behavior. It doesn't seem like something kids would just normally do. Like, they weren't outside and they got curious. They literally left the house to go do some shenanigans on top of a frozen lake. It just seems like maybe they were acting out. But nonetheless, you weren't around and someone else had to save your kids. And she lost her life in the meantime. And, you know, it seems like the guy that was there, Herb, could have saved Siggy, but he chose not to. And that makes me very sad. Anyway, the next little thing, I guess, was Ragnar's, like, reaction to Kelp. I don't know what I expected of him, but this was not it. He almost seemed like he admired the fact that he undermined oh my god, I can't believe I used the wrong word. He undermined Lagertha and stole her land, and he's like, you know, just give up and then I'll let you come raid with us. We're going to Paris. You should come. Like, why are you rewarding a man? Like, isn't what he did supposed to be considered, like, really fucked up? Like, isn't what he did the same thing as what y'all Lord did? And we saw what happened to him. Why is this different? Because it's not you, it's Lagertha that was the one that was betrayed. Like, I really expected more from him. Like, she did everything she was supposed to do to help protect you. She fucking went against her husband to bring soldiers to aid you, and she risked risked her life fighting the king for you, and you can't even be bothered to get her land back. And yes, I understand she did choose to leave, but she thought she had the proper people in place. She was betrayed the same as you, and Ragnar, you're being a little bitch, and it really makes me angry. Like, I know you're going through some things. It seems like you don't want to be king. It sucks, you know, but, you know, this is what happens when you kill the king. You become the king, and it seems like sometimes people don't want to be king, and that's just something you have to deal with. I just, for the life of me, I can't understand why he is acting like this towards Lagertha. Maybe I'm thinking differently than what someone in his position is supposed to be thinking of, but I expected better from him. When Kelp was like, you know, the whole time I was planning to betray you, I was still attracted to you, and I'm looking at him like, okay, and I'm looking like, I was like, what the hell do you expect her to do or care about that information? And she said the same thing, and what am I supposed to do with this information? I would have muffed his ass and slapped the shit out of him just off principle. Don't talk to me like that. You're patronizing me, and it makes me want to fucking punch you in the throat. You were looking in my face. You were planning to betray me because you grew up in this town. So I became the Earl the way you're supposed to, and you did it the fucking bullshit ass way. I don't know what Lagertha has up her sleeve, but you know, her leaving, I hope it's not her just, you know, running away. I hope she has a plan, because her earldom was taken from her, and I hope she has a plan to get it back, because Ragnar is being a little bitch, and for whatever reason he thinks like he just wants to go to Paris. Like, I don't even, where did this dream come from? And what makes you think there's something spectacular in Paris? And why are you all of a sudden interested in going to Paris? Like, why? Didn't you guys just get back? Didn't Siggy just die? Like, we're not gonna, like, you know, mourn the loss. We're not gonna be at home for a little bit. You're not gonna kick it with your kids. I don't know. He's just ready to go. I don't know. I hope we get a time jump, because I'm sick of these motherfuckers right now, and I'm going to need a different group of people. I know that sounds ridiculous. I know Ragnar is going to be there, but getting to know Ragnar's sons when they're older will be something interesting, because I'm sick of these motherfuckers right now, especially Torin and Bjorn. And, like, I'm assuming you just know she was pregnant because you've seen this, but I've never, like, just because somebody put their hands on their stomach doesn't necessarily mean that they're pregnant. She never said, I am pregnant. And she's so not acting like somebody who is pregnant. She acting like her life is over because she's ugly. Bitch, you're alive. You got a scar that's going to be on your face, but if you are pregnant, your baby's still alive. Why aren't you trying to, you know, eat, take care of yourself? Why aren't you concerned that, you know, you could have killed your baby? Why do you only care about your face? Like, she's not doing anything to me to make me think she's pregnant. Maybe she doesn't understand the severity or the responsibility that it comes with being pregnant, because I don't know how she was raised. I don't even know who raised her. Maybe she doesn't know. But nothing about the way she's acting makes me think she's pregnant. She's not acting like a pregnant woman. She doesn't want to see Bjorn. She just wants to sit in the dark and cry because she's ugly. What did you think was going to happen when you go into battle? I know you know that it's a possibility that you can get your ass kicked, could die, could be mutilated. A lot of things could happen, and I don't understand what you went into battle thinking the possibilities. You just thought you were going to be kicking ass and taking names, just glory to you, and never nothing bad was going to happen. I don't know. She's annoying, and as terrible as it sounds, I wish she would just die already, because she needs to go, and Bjorn needs to get to whatever destiny he's supposed to be in. I thought it was funny when him and Rollo got into a fight. Rollo seems like he's turning back into the one that we despise because he hates his brother. Why? Probably because your stupid ass wife is the reason that my boo-thing is dead. I blame her too, Rollo. I blame her too. Like, Siggy saved our kids from going under the ice and she died in the process and we couldn't even find her body. I personally don't know if, like, I didn't expect them to find the body, but the fact that she said that, I'm hoping that means something. I want to just stick to the hope that maybe possibly that Herb guy did in fact save her. You know, and the thing about cold, I will say, a person could, like, a human body slow down when they're frozen. So people can survive longer when it's cold than they can, more so than when it's hot. So if someone falls underwater and they don't drown, like, let's say they're, you know, in a position to where they're not completely submerged underwater, they could survive, assuming that you don't get any kind of frostbite or anything. I'm not saying that Siggy's alive, but I'm just gonna, you know, just have it in the back of my mind that they didn't find her body and they made it a point to say that. It could mean nothing, it could mean something, I don't know. But like I said, I'm gonna miss Siggy, and I already dislike Aslog, and now I absolutely hate her, and I despise her. And I would like there to be a time jump and there be a different actress, so at least I don't have to look at this one. I don't know if that's going to happen. I don't even know how old Aslog is supposed to be. She looks fairly young. She looks like she's younger than Ragnar and Lagertha, so they probably won't change actresses, but it would be great if they did. So I think that's all I have to say about this episode. And Floki. Floki's annoying. He's been getting on my nerves since day one, and I thought when he actually didn't betray Ragnar and he was on Ragnar's side the whole time that he was gonna be better, but he's not. He's just himself, and this is how he's gonna be, so there's not much we can say about him. He's being annoying, and I think he's just going to be annoying until either Athelstan is no longer in the picture or he dies. Speaking of Athelstan, the last thing I want to talk about is the whole thing that's happening in fucking England, because I was absolutely shook. I did not see that coming. First of all, I don't understand why Athelwood's wife would ever, in 1,000 years, admit to adultery. That's the prince. His father is the king. You know what happens. And, like, now it all makes sense why his daddy was being a fucking a wingman for his daughter-in-law. He was trying to, I think it was all a plot, just for the end, but I would have waited until he came back, sexed him up whether I wanted to or not, and then waited 4 or 5 weeks and be like, oh, I'm with child, this is a miracle. Men are stupid, especially I feel like the average man don't know how to do math, and they're not gonna think too much of it. But she was like, I'm with child, and then he's like, how is that possible? We haven't had sex since since our son was born. Like, girl, you should have taken that to the grave, because I know I would have. Y'all would have had to give me some DNA results for me to admit that the prince ain't the baby daddy. Girl, fucking stupid. Isn't, like, adultery, like, a reason that women could be murdered? Like, what is wrong with her? But the whole end, like, I knew that he was the king of Wessex. I forget what his name is, and I really don't even care at this point. It'll come to me at some point. But I knew he was like untrustworthy, but I honestly thought he respected Ragnar. So he fooled me. I'm not gonna lie. The whole thing, like killing all the pagans and not wanting them to have the land, like that's crazy because all those people came from wherever they were with Ragnar, with Lagertha, and stayed behind so that they could, get the land ready, and keep the crops going. And they were all killed. They didn't leave not one person. They even killed that little baby in the woods with the arrow. So, yeah, I don't know when this information is going to get back to Ragnar, especially if that fool's going to Paris. But this is probably going to start a war. This is probably where the war started with England and the Vikings. So it'll be interesting to see where this goes. So I'm interested in going to the next video or the next episode. So I will end it here. Until next time, love, peace, hair grease, the black girl manager, queen of the couch, me out.